players, it seems like they always pick one person to kind of be like your arch enemy in this game, and then they roll with it like for every single race of the Grand Prix. Oh wait, did not mean to do that. So I already beat Star Cup, so let's go to Special Cup. All right, so let's do the Special Cup, and let's play. We got this, you guys. We're gonna do the top 6 Grand Prix here. So far, we've gotten first place in all of them, which has been great. So let's keep the train rolling. And I'm just gonna keep on telling stories if that's okay with you guys. What's some other funny story? I've told my American Gladiators one. Trying out for that. I've told my Halloween candy. This is a flight theme, so. Oh yeah. Okay. So speaking of Mario Kart and how awesome it is. My friend Corey, who's actually married to my friend John Socorro, who is awesome. She's a special education teacher, and every year for like the last, man, I don't even know, like 6 or 7 years, or maybe longer than that. After you get past 5, it's kind of all in the, all in the back of your mind, it all becomes the same. But we always did this thing in Chicago called the polar plunge to benefit the Special Olympics, because not only did we know personally a teacher who sacrificed a lot of her time and just does it on a regular basis, so we were able to firsthand be able to influence the Special Olympics, which is amazing. And I highly recommend for anyone out there that if you have a chance to either donate to or donate your time, which is probably even more valuable for the kids out there. It's an absolutely great thing to do. So we would, every year we did the polar plunge, which essentially we dive into Lake Michigan, ice cold Lake Michigan, in like the middle of, well, not in the middle of winter, but like it was like usually the first week in February. So it was also really cold though. I mean, there were some years where like it was like negative whatever with the air temperature out, and there were also other times when it was much warmer out. So essentially what we did, since we were, I guess if you call it sponsored, but our good friend Sean had a bar/restaurant, Basil Leaf. If you're ever in Chicago and you need a really awesome Italian restaurant, go to Basil Leaf. It's amazing. He essentially would like either rent or just have a school bus and take us all over and like give us like awesome breakfast, and then we would raise money for people who wanted to donate for the whole team. And usually we raised, as a team, anywhere from like $10,000 to $20,000 a year. So after a few years, we easily raised 6 figures for the Special Olympics. But the reason why I'm even bringing it up to begin with was we, for a longest time, we had. So the whole fun part of this is not only being able to jump into Lake Michigan and the crazy factor of that, but there was a costume contest every year, like a group costume contest of all the people all different teams. And, us being the frozen turtles, we were always, oh, this is going to suck because it's going to hit me right as long as it brings me out to, okay, cool. As long as it brings me out to this side, I'm okay with it. And we were always like in the running for the costume contest, but we never really won. And we had some awesome costumes. We were like Ninja Turtles. We were like Marvel one year. And the first year that we won the costume contest after 4 or 5 years of doing it, we were actually Super Mario Kart. And I have to show the picture. If you have Instagram, go to Chicago Retro Gamer and look a few pictures back. It must be, by now since it was a year or two ago that it happened. We all dressed up as all the different characters from Super Mario Kart, and it was amazing. I was Luigi. My wife was, I believe, there was a princess. Like our friends John and Corey. One of them was Tanuki Mario. We had people who were Lakitu. We had Bowser. We had Wario. It was amazing. Amazing costumes and amazing donations for an amazing charities. So that's one of the sad things. Obviously, they couldn't do the polar plunge this year because of everything's going on. But also, we wouldn't have been in Chicago anyways. We moved to California in order to be. Oh, I should have used that's okay. We're early on in this course. I have faith in Wario. I have faith in you. But yeah, so I first picked Wario, if I'm just being completely honest, because it's my favorite villain from my favorite Game Boy game. So I believe Wario, if I'm not mistaken, was first introduced in Super Mario Land 2. Unless there was something else that he was introducing that I don't know about. And Super Mario Land 2 is by far my favorite Game Boy game. I remember as a kid, I would play it and play it and play it and keep playing it till I rebeat it like multiple times in a row. Yep, knew that blue shell was coming. I'd much rather get the blue shell now than later. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then make sure I dodged that one. Jeez. That must mean someone's not too far away. So Wario's always been my favorite character just because he's so silly and like, I don't know, it's like he's like the anti-Mario. So being a little brother, I guess I should go to the right there, but whatever. Sometimes you make, or at least I make choices like on the fly in this game where I'm just like, you know what, like my line right now with my power slide is more in tune to go this way, so I'm gonna go this way instead. But yeah, as like I should have. Okay, good. At least I missed the second red shell. They are just barraging me, aren't they? I wonder what the record is, and the world record is for getting hit with as many red shells and blue shells. Oh, are you kidding me? There's another blue. Oh my goodness, they really don't want me to win this race, do they? All right, I have a red or green shell, so for the next person. All right, there we go. There we go. Let's crush it. And I'm actually gonna, for the last up, I'm gonna go this way. So, because my lines were in tune with that. This is definitely the faster way. No doubt about. Ooh, am I gonna be able to get the top one? Nope, not quite. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't give me another freaking blue shell and I'll be good. Oof. Nice. There we go. First place. Woo, 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 woo. So yeah, the whole point of telling that story was that the Special Olympics, the first year we won the costume contest, we dressed up as Super Mario Kart, and it was amazing. One of my friends, Casey, even went as Wario, and I was like, man, I should have gone as Wario. Although, I mean, my man's always Luigi. Oh yeah, and one of the reasons why I like Wario so much, now it's because he was in Super Mario Land 2, my favorite Game Boy game of all time. But he's kind of like the anti-Mario, and growing up, I was a little brother, so I always played as Luigi when we got the fateful Christmas where we got Super Mario Bros. 1 and the NES, and then we played it for like the next like year or two straight, and like got addicted to video games from there on out for the rest of my life. I was always like the little brother, so I always played as Luigi, and you know, so I wasn't like I don't want to say I wasn't a fan of Mario because obviously Mario was awesome, but I just like wasn't as much of a fan as my older brother was. So because you know, it's funny how even like as a young kid you identify with these archetypes and these stereotypes of like the characters, even though like Luigi's only like very very barely his little brother. Like Mario's barely older than Luigi, right? But anyway, so I was that was another reason why I was more prone to like Wario. They was kind of like the anti-Mario. And it wasn't that I wasn't a Mario fan, it's just that I wasn't as big of a Mario fan as everybody else. I was a huge fan of Yoshi though, so the two people other than like when I used to play Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, the two characters I would always play as, you know, obviously Wario didn't exist at that time. I don't think he did it. Well, maybe. I'll have to check out the timelines for that. But anyways, Wario was not a playable character in the original Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo. So at that point, I played as Yoshi and Luigi, the two green characters. My wife must be talking to her cousins. because they are talking awfully loud in the other room. But that's one of the good things about having a having a good microphone is that you're not gonna. All right, give me the horn. Nope. I knew that blue shell was coming. Oh, the blue shell of death. And this actually, so this level might, other than maybe some of the F-Zero levels, which are really fun and really fast, this is probably my favorite level just because it's so cool. Oh, I hit that. I didn't mean to do that, obviously. All right, give me, I did that on purpose to hopefully slow someone down who's trying to get item boxes. All right, come on, come on. And then for any kind of jump or any kind of, where Bowser hits the ground, if you jump at just the right time, you'll get an extra boost, just in case anyone is playing casually and wants to know that. I mean, I guess I'm playing casually now too, but I am trying to get first place in every single race. That is the goal. Sweet. All right, I was way far ahead. Sweet. Dun, dun, dun. 8-bit Do controller is working super well. SideQuest Jess, hey. Hey, I'm just stopping by to say hey, but I can't stay too long. Are Mario and Luigi twins? Oh, so sorry I didn't see your chat from earlier. That's a great question, actually. You know what? I had just read something about Mario and Luigi, how like Luigi was barely older. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Mario was barely older than Luigi. And there was something else about it too. There was some like, I just read just because I know there was an interview with essentially the creators of them, and he talked into detail about it. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I don't think also the names of them too. I can't remember it offhand, but I'm sure it's easily you could easily Google it. But that's a great question. A great question, and yeah, I hope you're doing well. I saw your post on Instagram about the Breath of Fire, so I definitely replied to it because I had just gone through playing Breath of Fire myself on the SNES, with the Nintendo Online, the Super Nintendo games that they have here for it. And that game definitely takes a little while to. I always tell people like I hated that game at first because of the item menus and the encounter rate and just like it's kind of the same thing over and over again. But like if you can stick with that game for let's say like the first like 8 to 10 hours of it, it gets so good later on. I won't give any major spoilers away, but it's definitely worth playing. Yeah, so to answer your question, I actually don't know. And I've learned a long time ago that when you don't know the answer to something, you shouldn't pretend like you do know the answer. You should either share a reference or you should be honest about it. I had this one friend, I won't say who he is, because he actually is a good friend of mine. He's hilarious, but he's the type of guy that like if you ask him a question like that and he has absolutely no idea what the answer is, he'll just like make up the answer like whatever it is, and then as soon as someone else says what the answer is, like, oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. And it's almost to the point where like, like it's almost fun to mess with him and say like the wrong answer, but confidently, so that he'll agree and then be like, "Oh, you sure that's what you meant?" Cause, but hey, that's just me. I shouldn't be mean to people, right? Good to know about Breath of Fire. Yeah, no, Breath of Fire is actually. I love Breath of Fire. I love it now. I did not like it when I first started playing it. I wonder how many people do that with Breath of Fire, the first one. Like, I wonder how many people like go through that game and are like, "Oh, F this game," right? Because there are so many things about it that in the beginning that make you not want to play it. It's kind of like, I don't know if the developers thought of that, but like, it's kind of one of those games where like, if you, let's say you were given that as, if your parents knew, or your uncle, or whoever was giving you presents. Sometimes my uncle gave me video games as presents as a kid, so, I mean, whoever's giving you presents as a kid, like, you imagine, like, what that game came out in, like, what, 94, 95? Or actually, maybe it was before then. I'm trying to remember. But you can imagine, like, when that game came out, if it was, like, the only gift you got for, like, Christmas or something, or your birthday, like, obviously you played the mess out of it, but nowadays, then you can like pick whatever game you want to play and go with that. Then you can obviously put it down and play something else that's in your mind better. So Yeah, no, I highly recommend it for the end game, the middle to end game, and actually, I might actually stream Breath of Fire one of these days too, just to show that end game portion of it, because the mid to late game of that game, amazing. Wario, woo woo woo. Another first place circuit. I will take it. And then just in case everyone's wondering out there, Chicago Retro Gamer is playing a new game. I just personally love this game, so I've gotten some funny flack from some people like, "Oh, you're a retro gamer, but you're playing Super Mario Kart, or you're playing Mario Kart 8," and I'm just like, "Yep," because I love Nintendo Switch games.